The theater lights dim slowly, one row at a time, until the room settles into a low, expectant hush. A soft spotlight flickers to life at center stage. From the wings emerge two identical 12-year-old girls, walking side by side, fingers tightly interlaced. Their steps are small but deliberate, as if each one requires courage. They wear simple, matching dresses, no glitter, no dramatic flair, just neat, modest, and ordinary. Almost too ordinary. A ripple of polite applause moves through the crowd, restrained and uncertain. Some audience members smile kindly, others glance back at their phones. This looks like the kind of act people think they've seen 100 times before. At the judges' table, reactions are equally muted. One judge scribbles something absent-mindedly. Another leans back in their chair, arms crossed, offering a courteous nod. There's no buzz, no anticipation, just the quiet assumption that this will be sweet, brief, and quickly forgotten. The twins reach the center mark and stop. For a moment, neither speaks. One takes a deep breath, her chest rising and falling. The other swallows hard, eyes scanning the vast audience that now feels far larger than it did backstage. Their hands squeeze tighter. A microphone stands between them. The taller twin steps forward slightly, then hesitates, glancing at her sister for reassurance. They share a look, silent, familiar, unspoken. Whatever happens next, they will face it together. The host smiles encouragingly from the sidelines. Whenever you're ready. The music has not started. The stage is still. And in that fragile, breath-held silence, no one in the room realizes they are about to witness something extraordinary. A soft instrumental track begins to play, gentle, almost cautious. A few notes drift through the theater, light and predictable. One judge exhales, already settling back in their chair. This feels familiar. Safe. Then, suddenly, the music cuts out. A sharp silence snaps across the room. Before anyone can react, the twin standing closest to the microphone lifts her chin. Her hands stop trembling. Her eyes close. And from deep within her chest, she releases a single note. It isn't loud. It isn't flashy. But it is perfect. The sound is clear and steady, rich with emotion far beyond her years. It fills the space effortlessly, traveling from the stage to the very back of the theater. Conversations stop. Phones lower. A woman in the front row presses her hand to her mouth. The note holds, strong, unwavering, then gently rises, carrying a haunting warmth that sends a shiver through the crowd. A judge who had been writing freezes mid-sentence, pen hovering in the air. Another leans forward, eyes widening, as if trying to understand what they're hearing. This isn't a child's voice showing promise. This is control. This is confidence. This is something rare. As the note fades, the silence that follows is heavier than before. No coughs. No whispers. The audience seems afraid to breathe, worried that even the smallest sound might break the spell. The singer opens her eyes slowly. For a fraction of a second, a flicker of nerves returns, then her sister steps closer. Just one step. Close enough to be felt, not heard. The judges exchange looks now, their earlier indifference gone. One whispers, almost involuntarily. Wait, how old did they say they were? The crowd remains frozen. And the performance has only just begun. Before the audience can fully process what they've just heard, the second twin steps forward. At first, it seems like she's only moving closer to her sister, an instinctive gesture of support. But then she reaches for the microphone, adjusts it slightly downward, and takes a sharp breath. The crowd leans in, expecting another soaring vocal line. Instead, a deep, rhythmic beat pulses into the silence. It's clean. Precise. Perfectly timed. Murmurs ripple through the audience as realization hits. She's beatboxing. Not playfully. Not as a gimmick. This is advanced, layered rhythm, complex and controlled, the kind usually heard from seasoned performers, not a 12-year-old standing barefoot under a spotlight. The first twin doesn't miss a beat. Her voice returns, gliding effortlessly over the rhythm, weaving melody into the pulse her sister creates. The two sounds lock together as if they were always meant to exist side by side. Voice and beat, breath and rhythm, one heartbeat split in two. The judges straighten in their seats. One of them shakes their head slowly, stunned. Another lets out a quiet laugh of disbelief, hands pressed together in front of their mouth. The crowd is silent again, but this time, it's different. This isn't uncertainty. This is awe. The twins turn slightly toward each other, exchanging a quick smile, small, confident, shared. They've crossed the point of no return now. The nerves are gone. What's left is trust. Years of practicing in bedrooms, whispered harmonies after bedtime, rhythms tapped out on desks and kitchen tables. The beat grows more intricate. The melody soars higher. Somewhere in the darkness, a child whispers, "Whoa." On stage, the sisters stand perfectly in sync, two voices telling one story. And in that moment, everyone watching understands, this performance is no accident. It's a revelation. The rhythm suddenly shifts. What began as a steady beat transforms into something bolder, faster, deeper, layered with sharp clicks and rolling bass sounds that echo through the theater. The second twin's shoulders move instinctively with the rhythm, her control flawless, her timing surgical. This isn't improvisation. This is mastery. Then the first twin does something no one expects. Her voice rises. Not into a pop melody, but into a classical style run, rich and powerful, soaring effortlessly above the modern rhythm beneath it. The contrast is electric. Old world meets new. Elegance collides with edge. The audience collectively inhales. The twins begin to move, not dancing wildly, but precisely, mirroring each other's steps as if guided by the same invisible thread. A turn. A pause. A synchronized step forward. Their movements are subtle yet intentional, amplifying every beat and note. At the judges' table, disbelief is written openly across their faces. One judge's jaw hangs slightly open. Another grips the edge of the table, eyes locked on the stage, as if afraid blinking might make the moment disappear. "This can't be real," someone whispers from the crowd. The music builds. The beat grows heavier. The vocals climb higher, then suddenly split, one twin holding a sustained note while the other weaves rapid rhythms around it, circling her sister like sound made visible. The spotlight widens, revealing the full stage, and for the first time, the twins step apart, only to snap back together in perfect unison on the final beat of the phrase. The crowd is no longer just watching. They are captured. Every expectation, every quiet assumption made when those two girls first walked out has been completely shattered. And still, they aren't finished. The final sound arrives without warning. One last beat, sharp and clean, then a single, sustained note that rises softly before dissolving into silence. The twins freeze in place, chests heaving, eyes wide, as if they themselves can't quite believe what they've just done. For a heartbeat, nothing happens. No clapping. No cheering. Just silence. Then someone stands. A man in the middle row rises slowly, applauding with purpose. Another follows. Then another. In seconds, the entire theater erupts. Cheers crash forward like a wave, louder and louder, until the sound is almost overwhelming. People are shouting, whistling, wiping their eyes. Phones shoot into the air, desperately trying to capture what they know is a once-in-a-lifetime moment. The judges stand too, every one of them. One shakes their head in disbelief, laughing softly. Another presses a hand to their chest, visibly emotional. A third leans toward the microphone and mutters, "I don't even know what to say." On stage, the twins finally move. They turn to each other, eyes shining, and fall into a tight embrace. All the confidence disappears in that instant, replaced by pure, unfiltered joy. One of them laughs through tears. The other buries her face into her sister's shoulder. Confetti drifts down from above, catching the light as it falls around them. The host steps forward, but even they seem reluctant to break the moment. The crowd keeps cheering. These were just two 12-year-old girls who walked onto the stage unnoticed. Now, they walk off having changed everything. And no one in that room will ever forget the night identical twin sisters shocked the world.